So today's topic is about the state small business credit initiatives, and it's called SSBCI, a mouthful abbreviations, but just remember it is a state initiative for small businesses and related to credit initiative. Credit initiative simply means what? Simply means is related to your borrowing, related to lending from the bank. So let's go with that, and this is our focus today. Before I start, I always would like to share with you my PowerPoint, and not for you to read it. I would imagine right now maybe you are driving and running around and just putting me in your pocket. That is quite all right. You just need to listen to me, and if you need any other information related to this topic, you'll find us on YouTube channel. That's where we deposit all of our talks in there for the past 4 years. We have more than 1,000 videos on YouTube channel, folks. Our channel name is Community CPA. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel, and that would be how we are going. All right. So about our firm, you know about us. We are more than 27 years in practice history, and we have about 40 team members and 10 different languages we're speaking in our firm. So we are a very diverse group of people, and just serving clients who are the same like us. So we have more than 10,000 clients. The last I count was actually around 12,000. And to give you an idea, we have 4 branches currently: Iowa, Minnesota, California. Iowa has 2 branches, and we're working on opening Houston, Texas branch in June of 2024. So about a month, right? So we're really busy with that and trying to get that open as we promised. And one thing I want to mention about myself, I have served on National Taxpayer Advocacy Panel, is a mouthful word. It is an organization that IRS and the federal government created to provide guidance, recommendations, taxpayer input to IRS. So I was on that federal advisory committee for 3 years. So talk about what I know about IRS. I know quite a bit because I learned from what I was volunteering for those 3 years. And I have 2 books on internet, Amazon. You can buy those books there. 100% of the receipt we got from the book is donated to a nonprofit organization called Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit. It is a nonprofit organization I believe will put the tools for immigrant business owners who are new to the country but have ambition, hardworking spirit, just like you and me, right? And we are those people. And I want to provide that platform so we can exchange ideas, learning from each other. So that IES, Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit, receives every penny of the result from the books I wrote. The first book is 8 a.m. That is a book about starting up a business, just like it says underneath the appointment with Ying at 8 a.m. The second book is growing your business. The third book I'm writing right now is expanding your business beyond yourself. How do you expand a business? A lot of times when you expand business, you're ready. You're ready to taking on a bigger risk and a bigger market. And you borrow, you loan, you get a loan from the bank, and having some sort of help from the government to get you going in a big way, right? Even Elon Musk was relying on the government, folks. You don't think his father just gave him billions to run the rocket into the sky and blow it up, right? That is NASA's money. That is the federal government money. So there's a lot of things going on in business. And when we want to play big, we need to think logically, thinking big. All right, so no responsibility disclaimer. That's our internal corporate attorney's advice, and we give you these knowledges for free. And use it under your discretionary power, but making sure that you take responsibility of what you learn. Now let's talk about this SSBCI. What is it? so mouthful. What you're trying to do here, Ying, I want to tell you that there is money on the table. You want it, you will get it. You do not want it, and it is not yours. Okay, but how is it on the table? How available that is to you and me? That is what I am doing today. So it is the state small business credit initiatives. That's why it's called SSBCI. It's a federal program. Means it's the money that president signed in law says, here you go, you have it. So that is the power of how the White House, why electing president become important, because these are the people making decisions on what to fund, what not to fund, what to keep and what to kill, and what to nurture, right? So that's their decision. SSBCI is designed to catalyze private capital in the form of loans to the investment in small businesses, okay? Catalyze private capital just means that it's providing tools to private capital. Where do you got the private capital, ladies and gentlemen? I want you to understand that those English word means the banks. The bank has private capitals. They are the one playing big in the financial market. So SSBCI is a program to catalyze the private capital, means to provide a road to those banks to fund money to small businesses that the government believe is underserved. All right. Historically underserved communities and among the entrepreneurs who may have otherwise lack of support, not knowing where to go, but have a business ambition. So that was SSBCI's intention. The program also provide technical assistance, means that the program actually fund people to work for you. If you go to the bank to get a loan, the bank goes, I want to see your plan. I want to see your business plan. Do you know that this SSBCI program would provide you with that technical assistance? Then you may say to me that, Ying, I just hear you saying it. I have never seen any of my friends has that done. You know why? Because you are not doing it. Your friends are not doing it. And then the program just become a big good old boys club. And the people like you, me, and others are not in it. So I am here to talk about it because I'm hoping that will spark a little bit interest in you so you are willing to go forward and explore it, get it. The program originally created through legislation, but it's only small funding to it. And the Biden comes in, give a new resources. So now it's $10 billion to fund the program at the top level. So this $10 billion would go to each state by millions. Iowa got 96 millions. Okay, so the state who applied for it would get it. So in today's program, we're talking about Iowa, we're talking about Minnesota, we're talking about California, Texas, and Tennessee. The only reason I brought Tennessee in, just because I have a recent encounter of loan situation, and I like to know what's going on in the state. So I have done my study, and I know what's there available. So when I work with clients who come to me for help, and I am looking into that program to get you a better deal, lower interest rate, and have certain federal assistance program coming in to assist you. That is what we do at Community CPA. We want to make sure that our folks are really playing on the same play field with every other people who grow up, are born here, and business is a leveled field. It doesn't matter you are Elon Musk or you are Donald Trump. And it's the same. We play business game the same way. We hope to be the same. So I'm here making that effort to make the playing field for everyone to play with. So that program typically just gonna do capital access program means that to allow the small business owner to have money, right? Collateral support program means that the government money will come in to be the collateral for you. You don't have to put your kid as a collateral just in case you got no money. You just got a one naughty kid you want to get rid of and making that kid a collateral. They don't like it. They don't do it, but you can find the government money to be a collateral for you. Loan guarantee program means that the government will come in to guarantee the loan. And they will say that, okay, go loan this money to this small business. If they feel the government, me, the White House, come in, 98% pay you back. The bank feels safe. The private capital feels safe. This is the loan that to help the bank to not lose money. Loan participation program just means this money, this SSBCI money, will become part of the loan. And the venture capital program, this BCI money will be part of the seed money. And to do venture capital program, maybe have a little bit of percentage of your shares in your business, but they are putting money in for you and no interest, no payback. In turn, you convert that into equity. I wouldn't mind to have 5% of my business to be a government shares. Much better than have that 5% be my sister-in-law more. I don't know what's going to happen. She might be knocking my door every night. But with the government, you have regulations and they know what to do. So you are least bothered as long as the business is going forward, right? General program parameter requires participating state to demonstrate a reasonable expectation of leveraging 10 of private dollars for every $1 of SSBCI. That is an overarching guideline. I talk quite a bit about SSBCI. I want to give you that spirit, right? So it is money put aside and for the state to use with the private bankers, private banking, financial organizations, banks in general. When you, me, and others as a small business owners, we need a loan. Let's say I just opened up a hair salon. I need $250,000 to renovate the new space. I signed 5-year lease, but my $250,000 is not in my bank. I need to go to my bank to borrow. I went to the lender. Lender goes, give me a personal financial statement. It looks really bad because I already have a mortgage. And the banker says, give me your W-2. It looks really small. It's not enough to be a collateral. And at this time, what do you think? At this time, you should think about SSBCI program. Go to that banker you're talking to. Ask the banker, is your bank participate with SSBCI program? Their answer has to be either yes or no. If it is no, tell the banker that it is so easy to register, to be in participation with the SSBCI program and get me the deal the White House already promised to the citizens of the country, to the business people of the country. Right? So that is your responsibility to really push the benefit to come to you. It is not the government responsibility. They already put the money on the table, and the banks who are doing it are already doing it with the people they know. You just don't show your face and you expect the bank to just call you up, goes, you're a good business person. I know you needed $500,000. Can I just do that for you? That doesn't come, right? It is really us making the call, and I want to point that out. I just know too many of the minority-owned or people who are in business, starting from $5 on their own, never borrow a penny, and are very proud of what they're doing. Of course, you should be proud. But just like the book I'm writing, you can start, you can grow, but when you want to expand, when you want to create a legacy, when you want to create an environment for your children to always be enjoyable in where they live, you probably need that expansion, and you need more support from everywhere, including government, to make your business a success. Now, let's go to Iowa. So there's 4 programs related to SSBCI fund. So 96 million was divided into these 4. So the first one is called the Small Business Collateral Support Program. The second one is Loan Participation Program. The third one is Venture Capital Innovation Fund Program. The last one is Venture Capital Co-Investment Fund Program. I do have the link on the bottom, and you can take a snapshot of the slides, or you can wait until it's posted in our YouTube channel so you can study that more. But here I have 4 slides just to kind of expand on these 4 programs related to SSBCI for Iowa. So to make I have 4 states to cover, right? So we have 4 from Iowa, 6 from Minnesota. I think it's 3 from California, 3 from Tennessee, 3 from Texas. So we have quite a few slides to go. But you can always concentrate on the state you are in, and the other ones you can do other things while going through the program. So the number 1 for Iowa is Small Business Collateral Support Program. Just like the name suggests, it is a program that helps you to get collateral if you don't have it. So up to 40% of the collateral gap needed to secure a loan through a commercial lender for loan ranging from $75,000 to $250,000. So this is what it says is that you must apply with a bank. You must go into a bank. That bank must be signed up with SSBCI program. Then that signing up is really straightforward. It's not like the bank has to go through credit review and stuff. No, it is just an acknowledgement that they know this program, so they can use the criteria properly to make a decision whether you qualify for that or not. So those are you borrow $250,000, and 40% of that you may need a collateral, and this program will provide that money to the bank, not to you, to the bank. The reason to the bank, then they can loan you the money because they got a certain security. They feel comfortable to do that for you. Of course, the business must be located in Iowa for Iowa business, right? Must be privately owned. You cannot be a nonprofit. And it's a for-profit business with less than 125 employees. So that's where the catch is, and you want to make sure. And have average gross business income less than $4 million. Average normally is preceding 3 years. So if you are in 2024, you have $4 million. No, don't worry. You may still qualify because 2023 was $3 million, 2022 was $2 million, and your preceding 3 years is not $4 million, right? So that is how you qualify for the Small Business Collateral Support Program. And all of these programs, even if you live in Texas, when you hear this, you know that the name may be a little different, but the nature of the funding is all the same. So you do have a collateral support as well. And the second one we have in Iowa is a Loan Participation Program for Manufacturing 4.0 investment. And this 4.0 Loan Participation Program, just like the word suggests, the federal government money would come in to participate in your loan underwriting, to determine how you're going to get it. So read my slides in this one. The lender will originate the loan and determine all the loan terms with the borrower, with you. Once the term is agreed upon, the lender can apply on behalf of the borrower and request up to 20% of participation in loan through the state 4.0 program. So what that means is the lender is really not in dire risk stage, right? They can get 20% of that from the state, and to be in the saving for them, it's almost like you paid 20% of the loan back immediately. So that is encouragement to the bank. They would want to do that. So eligibility, again, incorporated, authorized to do business in Iowa, got to be Iowa business. Every state has those programs. You got to be in that state, right? Derive a minimum of 51% of their revenue from the sales of manufactured goods. Operating for profit. less than 500 employees, priority giving to companies with a NAICS code falling between 31 to 33. So, you know what is NAICS code, right? Your tax preparer always asks you, or they did that themselves, just make sure that your NAICS code was between those categories. Those are manufacturings, generally speaking. So on the bottom of that, you see the link to that one. So you can actually click the link and go to see more about that. I have already talked to several of our clients that I know they're in manufacturing 4.0 system. They're qualified for manufacturing 4.0. So, to get them going, so that way they can quickly advance their process, because they needed that. The third one, Venture Capital Innovation Fund Program, is called Innoventure Iowa. It's called Innoventure Iowa. It's a $40 million green fund was launched in 2022. This is a new funding coming in to make it stronger and better. And the early stage, up to $2 million. So if you're in early stage, up to $2 million, and you are a information technology company, and you can tap into this money. And this money, of course, it is to help you to help you be generating cash to run your business. But they're coming in, this fund's coming in as an investor. What that means is once you make money, you pay it back. The ideal situation is that this venture capital innovation fund will help you get started. And once you make a lot of money, you pay them back and they get more, right? So this is where, this is how the program is designed. Again, it is Iowa program, and you want to look into that. If you felt like you're in the technology company, you're in the bioscience, you're in advanced manufacturing area, and you qualify for that one. There is another venture capital. It's called the co-investment funds. This is the one is VentureNet Iowa. Not the same funds, but this one is also long range in size of $50K to $1 million. Matching dollars, and it has a very flexible program details, and you can negotiate, you can come to talk, and a minimum of 2 owners, not a sole owner business. Type of business they fund: information technology, bioscience, advanced manufacturing. So these 2 programs is actually handled under one roof, and it is really a program that trying to inject into a business where we'll have a bigger return. So they use the SSBCI money as a green initiative, right? They plant the seed, then it will come back green, so they can make money as they go. Then when they make money, they're not giving it out, they will fund more. So it is more of a recycling money to create more job opportunities and more businesses in Iowa. Now, let's look at Minnesota. Minnesota has a 6 program. I'll go through that quickly. The first one is Automation Loan Participation Program. Number 2 is Growth Loan Funds. This one is from $10,000 to $400,000 based on 20% of total investment in a defined funding round. And, when we talk about funding round, when you start up a business, maybe your initial funding round, you only need $1 million. Then once that $1 million money come in, you do things, you create things, then you may need another round of funding to make it to advance the investment or the business. So that is a defined funding round, which means it is every time, can be multiple times. Minnesota Loan Guarantee Program is the 3rd one. Then Small Business Loan Participation Program is the 4th one. Direct Investment Venture Capital. As soon as you see capital, venture capital, just means that the money you received into your business, it can turn into equity shares. So the government can have equity share on your business. So those are the play of government trying to get money back so that they can sell their share back to you, and you will pay, and they make money, and you also are successful already. So multi-fund venture capital, that's the number 6. So I have a 6 slides here to define the details of the loan. So I just want to say that this automation loan participation program is a loan maybe up to $500,000 with 1% interest on 5 to 7 years term. Okay, so of course there's a qualification. You got to qualify for eligibility. Borrower include manufacturer, distribution, technology, warehouse business located in Minnesota. Does not include business whose primary activity is a retail, trade, transportation. I literally can think of people I know, business I know that would qualify this, and I really hope that they are already here listening. Because I know your business, and I know that if you are looking at borrow money to expand, it'll be a shame you don't utilize the state program. All right, I know someone will say that, oh, Ying, the only reason we don't utilize state program because it's time consuming. I take that with a grain of salt. And some of the clients, when they come to us and we got into the government program, SBA program, and yeah, it can be long, but it's really normal too. It is a normal length. And if you really are quenched with the timing and you just communicate that with people around you, with the program managers, with the government officials, and a lot of time it comes through. And I have done that million times, not million. That's an exaggeration, but many times. And my felt related to timing, it is really about your communication. If you're communicating with conviction and determination, people who work on your things will act the same way. But if you are wishy-washy, soft-spoken, or don't even speak, then yes, it will take time because you showed up like you could take time, right? So it's really 50-50. I wouldn't say government program take time. Number 2, we have 6 in Minnesota, growth loan. Growth loan, this is the approved loan amount will be based on 20% of total amount as equity investment raised in the fund round again. So, whenever you see this funding round, and you know that for one company, you can get funded multiple times. That's really what it says. The funds are to be used for a eligible business purpose, including startup cost, working capital, equipment, inventory, service used in production of the business goods and service, or tenant improvements. How much more wide you want this fund to do? Pretty wide open, and just for you to approach, to find your ways to get a hold of that. Minnesota loan guarantee program. This is very similar. The government money come to guarantee the loan for the lender, so the bank can feel at ease. They're not worried about losing you don't pay, you filed personal bankruptcy, company bankruptcy, and then they are not losing. Because they got the government guarantee. Okay, so that's a guaranteed program. And then look at that. Maximum loan guarantee amount is $800. All right. So normally there is a small fee related to the guaranteed program. Oh, right here is 0.25%. So $800,000 guarantee with 0.25% guarantee fee. That's $2,000, kiddo. Right? Yeah, $2,000. Well, I want that for $2,000. Oh yeah. So the bank is willing to pay for it to get the guarantee, because if you borrowed $800,000, that means they get all the guarantee. Actually, it's a percentage of the total program. I think in the very beginning it says 80%. So If they borrow $1 million, they get $800,000 guarantee maximum. The bank just need to pay $2,000 guarantee fee. Why would we even bother about that? I mean, the bank should not have any problem to do that. If they really upset about that, they can make you pay for it, and you would not care. You got $1 million loan and working on your work and getting your business to grow, and $2,000. Oh yeah, we can underwrite that. So small business loan participation program, the same, similar to the Iowa one, right? So the deed is the Minnesota government entity, purchased 25 to 30% of the loan. You see, they purchase. That means they give cash to the bank, say you can invest any way you want. The bank probably was making 15% on the money they got, but at the same time they loan you and getting interest payment from you as well. That is almost a double dipping for the bank to get both benefit, right? But that's the purpose of it. The government want the bank to do well, want the private capital to go to you. Otherwise, they're only going to loan to their brothers and you won't get anything. All right. Number 5, direct investment venture capital program. Invest in Minnesota only for early stage company. So this is one of those SSBCI efforts as well. And you can, that link, go to University of Minnesota to understand that. See how that program is going to different governmental entities. But it's really all geared towards the capital program. It's all going to land with different banks. So just kind of understand that we're dealing with banks. Number 6, which is the last one we cover on Minnesota. And then this one is investing in Minnesota-based venture capital funds that target seed and early stage investment in Minnesota-based startups. So target key sector would be advanced manufacturing. So what is advanced manufacturing? Say if you have, I always dreamed of, having this factory to produce Peking duck. I always dreamed of that. So it's having a advanced manufacturing. I am imagining that you can just have the ducks coming through the beginning to the end has become what's on the table, right? And then you automate the process and you're making it faster and more, more of a efficiency in your manufacturing work. That may be eliminating workers, but that's what the funding goes. And life science, softwares, technology is all about today's world. I mean, for every entrepreneurs, if we are not technology sensitive, if we are kind of thinking, oh, my business can go without technology, you won't last for another 5 years. And this is the places everybody goes. So you must have technology, big or small. Remember, if you are small, this funds is for you. If you are big, you may not even qualify. So don't shy away from that just because you're too small, right? Now, let's talk about state of California, 3 programs. California Pollution Control Financing Authority has this CalCap for small business, offers a quick process. That's important. Offers a quick process which is popular with financial institutions for microloans, loans and line of credit up to $5 million. That's not small. So it is the CPCFAs is a governmental entities, fiscal agent. They're the fiscal agent. They have this CalCap program that can do up to $5 million line of credit. A lot of business I know in California really do need that line of credit, especially our small businesses. We really don't even need $5 million. We just need $1 million. Okay, so that would be the place to go, but that is supported by SSBCI. So with your minority status and with your startup status and with the ownership being women and the veterans and all of these status, and you qualify for that. And there is a CalCap collateral support as well, just like we talked about. That's what SSBCI is for, right? They created this program called the collateral support, so the bank can make extra money while you're, paying them back. So iBank's small business loan guarantee also addresses a wide range of underwriting concerns for the loans and line of credit up to 20 million for disadvantaged population. So there you go, at 20 million. Of course, that's a California iBank, and that manages this loan guarantee program. So as a lender, if I'm a bank, I go to iBank to get this guarantee program to be with me, and when I loan it to John Smith and the small business, and I can get this guarantee so I don't lose the money if John filed bankruptcy one day, right? So CalCap for small business, we talked about that. This one has an employee count under 500. So that's, I'm just trying to think that how many clients I have that have more than 500 employees. Let me tell you, I do not have one. The biggest one I have on my book is about 280 employees. So easy to qualify. I'm just trying to make a point. And here is collateral support program, and they are asking for 750 and down. The amount is bigger. So in here, we already talked about the collaterals, and it is actually available to participating financial institutions, which is a bank, for loan from 25,000 to 20 million. That's quite a bit. So the banks really need to tap into it. But me, you, and other small business owners, we don't own the bank, right? You don't control the bank, but you need to know they can do that. If you are the person to borrow, they tell you that I don't like your collateral. Your collateral is not enough. Then you will do a quick jump. Say, I know there is a program, and in this state, did your bank sign up for that? Please look into it, then you can loan it to me. Okay? That is why I'm talking to you today. It's not because I want you to be a banker. You don't need to be a banker, but you need to know what the banks has, right? So this is the iBank Loan Guarantee Program. This is a very guaranteed program existed all the time. That's why sometimes you hear people talking about SBA loan, 504, SBA loan, and 788, and the kind of loan, right? These are actually guaranteed program. What happened is you loan out to $3 million to an entrepreneur. The SBA would guarantee 90% of the money if you happen to lose that loan. So the government doing that is trying to give small potatoes some opportunities to become big. So if you don't take advantage of that, who else will, right? Some smart potatoes will take them. So I hope that people who are listening to today's webinar and can come out of the shell goes, oh yes, I'm going to ask that. I am just doing loans right now. I need to ask my bank whether they had any programs that they signed up, because bank is the one needing to have that initiative. Of course, for the government, for the state government, they also approach banks, because once they got the program established, they actually know the bank need to know. So they do all kind of things to market that. They get the bank executive together, and they train them, they tell them what they do, so the bank can set up mechanism to deal with it. But it is still your job to educate your banker. Maybe your banker did not get that information, so he couldn't think outside the box to help you. But if you mention to him about that, he might ask his boss. His boss goes, oh yeah, I just had a glass of wine with this government person, and he told me this is coming up, right? This is just coming up. This is not very old program. We're just talking about it. This funding just coming in for the state. So you need to know that. And don't let it use up before you know it, right? So this is the California 3. Texas has 2. Texas Small Business Credit Initiative. This is a capital access program. Provide matching portfolio for the premium, and to provide the money for the banker to buy insurance on your loan. It's a little bit zigzag over to you, but it is an incentive for the bank to loan you because they got the payment, okay, to buy the insurance. Then Texas Small Business Credit Initiative Loan Guarantee Program, guarantee up to 80%. So if I borrow $1 million and the Texas Small Business Credit Initiative guarantees 80%, my risk, I'm the bank. What is my risk? $200,000. What if I just ask my people to pay $200,000 on down payment? What is my risk? 0. Why are you not doing that, bankers, right? They do. The bank do that. But for our small business owners, when you look for loans, it's not about all the mercies coming from the bank. It's actually the bank participate with the government program. They should give you that advantage, and you need to ask for it. All right. Capital Access Program, and this one to encourage lenders to make loans to small businesses. Okay, the small businesses that struggles to have access to capital, and this program provide matching portfolio insurance premium payments to the loan loss reserve account that created for each participating financial institution. To make that understandable with a layman term means that if you loan to for the banks, if you loan to our small business owners, and this program will give you money to put in your account, okay, loss reserve. And this is the way for the banks can relax and loan you, knowing that you might pose some real risk, right? The more loan a lender makes, the more coverage the lender has in the reserve account, means more money coming in. If a loan is charged off, the lender can recover 100% because it's not limited to which loan you recover. So you're not going to lose anything, bank. So why are you not loaning that to our small business owners, right? So the credential is the bank may have to qualify you for that. So they want to make sure you're really small, have fewer than 500 employees, and then they also must be for-profit. You can't be a non-profit organization. You must be in Texas. You must have a minimum of 51 of their employees currently located in Texas. They understand remote work. They're like, if you have 1 employee, he's better in Texas. If you have 2 employees, at least 1 in Texas. Such a low bar. Such a low bar. You should be able to make it. Loan up to $5 million. What's wrong with you? $5 million, all right? So really, for startup, working capital, franchise fees, acquisition, inventory, services, what else is not covered? Covered everything. Texas is actually have a really good business environment as our firm going to places, right? So we actually, a lot of times we're thinking of where to go and following our client. When we work with our clients, we kind of get the feel of that state because the more clients we have in the place, and then we get a pretty general feelings about the business environment in the state. And let me just tell you, Iowa is a wonderful place to do business. And that's my personal experience. Our community CPA grew from nothing to today. If it is not Iowa, I do not know I would grow the same in Illinois. And I will tell you that I won't. And so there's other places. Texas has a very similar feel and a touch to the Iowa environment, even though it's much bigger metropolitan, much bigger state. But it is still the policy and the things with the government seems to be really in line. And so, when we are in Minnesota and you can feel the government are so into this help to the minority businesses, they have 6 programs. Didn't you see that? Iowa has quite a bit, but they have 6. So those numbers actually say something to you. And here is the loan guarantee program. I will not spend too much time, and you know what that means. So they just guarantee for the bank, and you need to work with the bank, right? So if you're in Texas, you at least gonna ask for a guarantee program, ask for collateral, ask for the loan reserve, a loss reserve account that the government would pay money to, whether you can participate in that. And the bank normally, they don't want to volunteer information to you. They don't tell you. And you just feel like, oh my God, I can't believe I got the loan. Why is this bank is so nice? Oh, because they have programs. And every bank is the same. I will tell you that. Because they're private entities, their job is to make money from you. Nothing wrong with it. But if they have government help, they're a little bit better to help small businesses. Tennessee. Tennessee has 3 programs. Fund Tennessee Invest TN. This is an equity component program. What that means is that if the funds goes to you, and it will own a little bit of you. So if you got a startup company and you want to use the Fund Tennessee Invest TN, and then that means they become a little bit ownership. Fund Tennessee Land TN, that's a debit program. That is what more related to lending. Then your assistant TN is technology assistant. Let's look at them. First one, led by this program, this Invest TN, and then led by Launch Tennessee's capital team. Invest TN is a new collection of funds for Tennessee-located startup and venture funds. 3 funds with one common goal, okay? So regional seed funds. This one is funding for pre-seed, and the seed stage will range from $25,000 to $250,000 per check. So what that means is, it just if you do the run in the funding round, that is per check, and they're paying for you. And the pre-seed and the seed stage just simply means it's startup. Okay, technology fund. This is Tennessee-based enterprises operating in the sector of aligning with the state economic priorities. This $30 million fund will provide support for approximately 20 seed and a Series A or B investment. So at the government level, and they split the $30 million and with the A and B investments, which I don't know the details, but they want to do about 20, approximately 20 each. So you want to look at that. And if they do 40, that means it's less than $1 million per fund, right? So this is where they, just like the name suggested, is technology fund. So what are the things can qualify for technology fund? And I would imagine that if it is manufacturing advancement, or if it is a software that's going to benefit your company and making you scale up, so things like that. Multi-funds, this fund aims to make commitment to 406 limited partners, and the target commitment size for limited partner range from 1 million to 3 million. So they have this number, 406 partners, can be individual, can be company, and they are targeting commitment of 1 million to 3 million. So if I'm Elon Musk, right, if I live in Tennessee, I would put in the 3 million to become part of the multi-funds, and those funds will go out to invest in Tennessee companies. And the investment is a capital team, is an investment team. So it can be a loan you pay back, it can be a equity purchase. So it is flexible. The bottom line is you get the money, and you go about your business, and then you will decide, is that a loan and you couldn't pay, then it can become a equity, can be converted to a percentage of ownership. And the Tennessee Land TN, this is assist new and existing small businesses enterprise with funding, with money. From entering the market all the way to help stabilize you and expansion restart. Yeah, someone can think of something, right? So participant lenders, banks, these are banks, are community development financial institutes. So those are CDFIs. CDFI is a special type of organization that really focused on using government money to invest in community development. And if you are building something culturally centrated, then that would be the place to go. Participant lender, which is the bank, has a different minimum maximum loan amount. So you see that the bank can decide. The private capitalist, they are the one to decide how much they want to participate in the loan amount. And with this funding, the business may receive up to $5 million in SSBCI dollars. And no project may exceed total of 20 million. So the maximum is 20 million. No project should exist, even though you fund them multiple times. But it is up to $5 million you get inside of the SSBCI amount. But CDFIs has other fundings. So SSBCI has this one limit. But the bank can decide on how big of a loan they do, how they utilize this program. And the eligibility includes, but not limited to, equipment, working capital, real estate, new businesses. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you want to look at this. If you talk to the banker and the banker goes, nothing about Tennessee, then that just means that they're not familiar with the government program. That person is not familiar. But the bank, the owner of the bank, for sure knows. Because when government has this kind of program, they're all informed, unless they're so piddly. They're small banks, maybe the government couldn't really reach them, but they should know. They should know. The last one, which is the Fund Tennessee, called Assist TN. And provide technical assistance that consists of legal, accounting, financial advisory service. Okay? Fund that means what? Means the help you got, you can get paid. You don't have to pay it outside of yourself. Someone will pay to the expert to help you with legal, accounting, financial advisory service. Designed to connect funders with the resources needed for them to fund. So means that it's designed for the bankers to call up those technical assistants and say that, hey, I need, this small business really doesn't even speak English. I need someone to do a business plan, projections for these people, and, can you help? So if the lender qualifies you to get a loan, they could qualify you to get that technical assistance. I want you to know, because it's not a secret. And you need to understand the money you spend. There's a federal program meant to support you. Powered by Tennessee Small Business Development Center, SBDC. Heard of that, right? And SBDC is forever. I remember when I arrived in U.S. back in 1996 from Canada. In Canada, I had never really heard of these kind of program. But when I come to U.S., and I was very impressed with SBDC because I worked with SBDC on a number of projects. This is the very old center, but their goal is to make small business kicks. That's really their goal. And their government or their university staff, they don't charge you. They're just there helping you. So it's such a tremendous resources, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not ever benefited from these programs, you're a hero. I'm telling you. Because you did all your business on your own. You didn't even need any assistance. You're just absolutely hero. Well, I'm calling you a hero. And maybe you have making your growth or expansion stalled because you didn't have enough help. So thinking that way, you could be even bigger hero. And if you actually utilize the government money. All right. So that concludes our today's pep talk, right? I'm not really doing anything for you at this time. And if I am doing something for you already, you know that this is all the knowledge I have in my brain related to SSBCI. I will utilize them. I will utilize it for you. And if you haven't never worked with us on these kind of projects or this kind of journey, and you may want to tap into our resources. This slide tells you what are the partners we have, who we have, what do they do? I myself, I'm the managing partner, and I want to claim that I know everything, but no, not really. I know everything on the surface, but I don't know everything in depth. There's only certain things I do and needed me, and I know that in depth. So everyone has a limit. Dr. Hao, and he is the government expert. And if I put Dr. Hao in talking about this plan, and he'll put you to sleep because he can get so much detail for you, you're just going to be bored. So I told Dr. Hao that, no, I'm doing this because we just need you to understand the big frame picture, the spirit of the government, and the access you have. And then you also know us, and you know your other CPA firm, you know your lawyer friend, and you know your banker. Come on, you need to ask questions. So Dr. Hao is a powerhouse for us. When we have anything we don't get it right, and or we need interpretation of certain government rules and regulations, that's the doctor we go to. And he used to be professor at Iowa State University, and he is genius. And you have Dan, and Dan is our business consultation, license, permit, your ownership, your leases, and things like that. He is jack of all trade and really understand a lot of things here with different states. Even though we only have branches in 4 different states, but we actually have clients all over the United States. So whatever client come, doesn't matter which state you come, and we have that knowledge. We probably just have 3 states we don't have clients. Otherwise, we have clients with all 50 states. And the Quan, payroll expert and accounting. And if you ever, your financial statement cannot go wrong. And you have Quan here, and she'll make sure, she'll pull your teeth out to get the financial statement right. So that's just the power of work we have in our firm. Derek is IT. If you want advanced IT in what you do, thinking of deploying new softwares, Fishbowl, and thinking of NetSuite, and you have us here. And we knew what you need to do. So that's our powerhouse. Those are our partners at our firm. Of course, this is our phone number. And you can always email Catherine at communitycpa.com. And she is my librarian. And sometimes I need to search things. She helps me. She helped me to work on the PowerPoint. And she also is our marketing manager, knows where we should put our knowledge to. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's our YouTube channel. We have this little circle with communitycpa.com since 1998. Then you subscribe and look all of our channels. Look all of our videos. We have so many. We have a lot of videos. And call our number. We work 6 days a week. Yeah, it's our working day. I work 6 days a week. Our firm works 6 days a week. But we're not slave drivers because we do have Tuesday to Saturday team and a Monday to Friday team. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed our presentation today, and be our client. We invite you and to explore the government benefit that is on the table for you, and so you should take it.